Welcome to lesson 12.8, Units of Time. We are on page 685 of your Go Math book. Essential question, how can you use models to compare units of time? Now, units are what we use to measure time. That could be seconds, minutes, hours. The analog clock below has an hour hand, a minute hand, and a second hand to measure time. The time is 4:30 with 12 seconds on the clock. Now we know there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, but we know there are 60 minutes. We have 60 of these in 1 hour. So it's safe to say that there are more seconds in an hour. There are 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour, which is what we wrote over here. The clocks show how far the hands move for each length of time. So here it is. There's 3 o'clock. 1 second elapses. Now the word elapse means how much time has passed. That is a really key vocabulary word. The reason why it's really important is it will come up throughout the lesson and in other lessons. So elapse equals how much time has passed. Now we're on the third clock right here. 1 minute or 60 seconds elapses. So that means this red hand has gone around the clock 1 full turn clockwise. So the time is now 3:01 with 0 seconds on the clock because it's at the very top. 1 hour or 60 seconds elapses. So that means that this minute hand has made its way all the way around 60 minutes, which is 1 full clockwise turn. So the time is now 4 o'clock. So example 1, how does the size of an hour compare to the size of a second? Well, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So we already know that we have 60 sets of 1 minute in one minute in an hour. Okay, so that means right now that we're going to be multiplying 60 times 60. Now at the beginning of the year we learned how to use the distributive method, also what we refer to as the box method. Now we set that up because 60 plus 0 and 60 plus 0, this is how we would set it up, and this is what we would multiply in our window. Now, normally what we usually don't do is we don't really write that plus sign there, but we do go ahead and solve. 6 times 6 would give us 36. And how many zeros? There are 2. We all know that 60 times 0 is 0, 60 times 0 is 0, and 0 times 0 is 0. So when we add those up, we know that it's 3,600. So we know that there's 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. So 1 hour is 3,600 times as long as 1 second. Go ahead and turn the page. Example 2. Larissa spent 2 hours on her science project. Cliff spent 200 minutes on his science project. Who spent more time? Now, as we look at our table here, for every 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. So here we have 2 sets of 60 minutes. So we know that we have 120 minutes, and we have 3 sets of 60 minutes. So that would also give us 180 minutes. So if you look at this, 2 hours is 120 minutes, and we have 200 minutes to compare. So we know that 120 minutes, which is 2 hours, is less than 200. So 2 hours is less than 200 minutes. So Cliff spent more time than Larissa on the science project. Activity, compare the length of the week to the length of day. The number line below shows the relationship between the days and the weeks. Now, we're going to go ahead and use this to illustrate the difference of how many, comparing the length of a week to the length of a day. And we know that 1 week has 7 days. So we're going to go ahead and illustrate it accordingly right there. And we know that a day has 24 hours in it, which is about that length on the number line. Now the directions here tell you to use different colored pencils. But if you don't have that, you can use a crayon or just your pencil. So it says right here, compare the size of 1 week to the size of 1 day. So there are 7 days in 1 week. So 1 week is 7 times as long as 1 day. And that's true. 1 day, you need 7 days to make a week. In other words, that's the fancy way to say it. Go ahead and turn the next page. Now I want you to go ahead and pay attention to this beautiful chart that they've drawn for you over here. 1 minute, MIN is the abbreviation, equals 60 seconds, S. 1 hour, HR, equals 60 minutes. 1 day, D, equals 24 hours. 1 week, WK, equals 7 days. 1 year, YR, equals 12 months, MO. And 1 year, YR, equals 52 weeks. So that's going to be really important for you to refer back to. Number 1, compare the length of a year to the length of a month. Use the model to help. Now, similar other ones. We know that 1 month is here, but there are 12 months right here. There are 12 months in a year. So we're comparing that. We know that a year is 12 times as long as 1 month. Number 2, 2 minutes equals blank seconds. Number 3, 4 years equals blank months. I want you to go ahead and pause. Take a look at this table up here and solve on your own. And when you push play, we will reveal the answers to see how you did. Now, we have 1 minute that equals 60 seconds. So right here, they say we have 2 minutes. So we have 2 sets of 60 right there. 2 times 60 is 120. So we know that 2 minutes equals 120 seconds. We know that 1 year equals 12 months. So right here it says that we have 4 months. So we have 4 sets of 12 months. 4 times 12 is 48. So we know that 4 years is 48 months. This is the on your own section. I'll be reading through these and you can pause at any time that you need. But I would like for you to try this page on your own before we reveal all the answers. Number 4, 3 minutes equals blank seconds. Remember, go ahead and pause whenever you need so you can solve. Number 5, 4 hours equals blank minutes. Number 6 and 7 use greater than, less than, or equal to. 3 years compared to 35 months. 2 days compared to 40 hours. Again, you're going to want to use these symbols. Number 8. Damien has lived in the apartment building for 5 years. Ken has lived there for 250 weeks. Who has lived in the building longer? Explain. Make a table to help. They've drawn the table for you, so this is beautiful. And up above, we know that there are 52 weeks in a year. So you're going to do your multiplication. So right here, we have 2 years. So we have 2 sets of 52. And that would give us 104. Why don't you go ahead and solve the rest of the table? Solve this problem. Remember, cubes. Circle the numbers. Underline the question. Box the keywords. Evaluate and solve. That's what that stands for. Number 9. How many hours are in a week? Now remember, we know that there are 24 hours in 1 day. So that is your clue. Go ahead and solve that. Now I went ahead and showed you the conversions on these first 4 problems on the top. We know that 1 minute equals 60 seconds, but we have 3 sets of 60 seconds. So 3 times 60 gives us 180 seconds. Same here. 1 hour equals 60 seconds, but we know we have 4 sets of 60 minutes. So that gives us 240 minutes. 1 year equals 12 months, but we have 3 sets of 12 months. 3 times 12 is 36. Excuse me. So we know that 36 is greater than 35 months. Over here, we have 1 day equals 24 hours, but we have 2 days. 2 times 24 would give us 48. So that 48 is greater than 40 hours. After solving, we know that Damien lived in the building longer since 5 years equals 260 weeks. Now below the clue that I gave you was there are 24 hours in 1 day, but we know that there's 7 days in a week. So 24 times 7, we're using our box method here. 2 times 7 would give you 14. Place the 0 down here. 7 times 4 would give us 28. And together, that adds to 168, right down here. Go ahead and turn to the next page. Now this page you will do on your own, and some of the answers you will be putting into your Google form on the Google Classroom. So units of time, I'm going to go ahead and read through these. You may pause at any time or go back and listen to it again. But you're going to want to go ahead and refer back to that table if you're not sure about the differences in between the hours and the days and the minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and read through this. Again, pause when you need to. Number 1 gives you the answer. 6 minutes equals 360 seconds because we know that 60 seconds equals 1 minute. And we know we have 6 minutes, so that would be 60 times 6. So keep in that mind for the rest of them. Number 2, 5 weeks equals blank days. Number 3, 3 years equals blank weeks. Number 4, 9 hours equals blank minutes. Number 5, 9 minutes equals blank seconds. Number 6, 7, 8, and 9 says compare using less than, greater than, or equal to. 2 years compared to 14 months. 3 hours compared to 300 minutes. 2 days compared to 48 hours. Number 9, 6 years compared to 300 weeks. Number 10, Jody practiced a piano piece for 500 seconds. Bill practiced a piano piece for 8 minutes. Who practiced longer? Explain. Number 11, Yvette's younger brother just turned 3 years old. Fred's brother is now 30 months old. Whose brother is older? Explain. Number 12, explain how you can prove that 3 weeks is less than 24 days. Again, go ahead and pause whenever you need. I'm going to go ahead and read the next page. We are now on page 690. I will read through these story problems. Pause whenever you need or replay whenever you need. Number 1, Glenn rode his bike for 2 hours. For how many minutes did Glenn ride his bike? Number 2, Tina says that vacation starts in exactly 4 weeks. In how many days does vacation start? Number 3, Kayla bought 9/4 pounds of apples. What is the weight as a mixed number? Number 4, Judy, Jeff, and Jim each earned $5.40 raking leaves. How much did they earn together? Number 5, Melinda rode her bike 54/100 mile to the library. Then she rode 4/10 miles to the store. How far did Melinda ride her bike in all? Write your answer as a decimal. Here's a hint. The denominators must be the same. But remember, they want the answer as a decimal. Number 6, one day the students drank 60 quarts of milk at lunch. How many pints of milk did the students drink? You can refer back to the conversion tables in previous lessons. I know you guys are going to be great. Go ahead and enter all your answers into the Google Doc that's on Google Classroom, and I can't wait to see all the success you're going to have. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.